Hello, my friend. So I've been bouldering for 1 full year. Now obviously this is all about personal experience. I am by no means a professional in climbing. And this video is not about tips and tricks. Rather, this is a video of the 3 main things that bouldering has brought in my life. That sounded cheesy as fuck, but that's the only thing I can think of saying. Number 1, you can really fucking hurt yourself. Number 2 will be all the positive things. Number 3, I'm gonna talk about the gear I used so far. This is me in my first week of climbing, and I was quite impressed with myself because I was actually better than I thought I would be. And that gave me a false sense of confidence. You know, like, I got this, I'm strong enough. And I went from V1 to V5 quite fast. I think it took like a month or a month and a half. But then I got humbled by my first heel hook. I didn't know how to do that properly. This is exactly where I didn't turn my foot on the side, I didn't point my toes, I just pushed as hard as I could with my ass muscle. I kind of felt it snap, and I knew not too long after I was gonna be in excruciating pain. I kind of finished the climb anyway. I didn't want to just let go and fall on my back. I think that was all survival instinct. As I came down, I started limping right away. You can see my face right here. I knew deep down something was very wrong. And that session stopped right there. It was really painful. That brought me to a full stop for a month or a month and a half. I had trouble sitting down on the toilet to take a shit. It was horrible. Ow. So after my rest, because of that stupid heel hook, I went back and got humbled again by a freaking crimp. I didn't have the strength to hold the crimp. I didn't train my fingers, and I thought I was so fucking strong. So when I grabbed this part right here, my foot slipped and I tried to hang on the crimp, and the tendon snapped, this tendon right here. That I didn't feel it right away. I knew something was wrong, but it took like 2 other sessions before I couldn't squeeze anymore with that hand. And that brought me to a full stop again. 2 or 3 weeks, I think. Then I was happy to be back again. It's not in that video, but once I got to the top, I fell, but I fell on the top of my back. My head just smashed on the mat. When you're 4.5 meters high, even if it's on a mat, if your head smash, it hurts. And I had to take another couple of weeks off, just due to a little concussion. But then after everything was going well for months, I was always getting better, succeeding harder climbs almost every sessions. My technique was getting better. But unfortunately, after 9 months, I started regressing because everything was so painful. Tendons in my elbows, always in a state of aggravated assault. Oh yeah, and to top off that tendon that had a little rip in it, I started having tendonitis here. So I had trouble bending my wrist fully while still dealing with the pain at the back of my leg. But I can't really complain about me being in pain all the time because I was trying way harder climbs that I should have tried. And I'm stubborn as fuck. In my head, I was like, yeah, I'll learn the technique while I'm doing those hard climbs. I wasn't stretching properly, I wasn't doing physio exercises for the pains that I had already, just pushing through the pain like a jackass, climbing minimum 3 to 5 times a week, sometimes 2 days in a row. And let's face it, I also started climbing at 45. I mean, you know, I'm not fucking 22 anymore. It was all my fault why I was so much in pain. But as I'm filming this, I've been a month and a half off climbing, and I started doing yoga sessions every day, and I'm happy to report that 95% of the pain are completely gone. What else did I learn from climbing? What are the positives of climbing? I actually cured my back pain. And I'm not suggesting that if you have back pain, you go starting climbing. Don't do that. I'm just saying that it worked for me. I don't know if it's decompression. Some people say it is. I'm not sure, but I was dealing with back pain for about 21 years. Sciatica, you know, like all here. When I was into a back pain crisis, I couldn't even bend over to put my socks. It was absolute hell. And I would say the first 2 months of climbing, this back pain went from a daily 3 to 6 to a complete 0. And it never came back. So I'm attributing that miracle to climbing. Friendships. I met some really cool people. The community is amazing. I always thought I was gonna go to the gym with my earbuds and not talk to anyone. And it turns out that the community is super nice. They'll give you tips and tricks if they see you struggling on something. It was quite cool. I'm sure there's assholes, but I have yet to meet some. One other cool thing is the clarity of mind. And I know you're probably wondering, like, what the hell is he talking about, clarity of mind? Turns out that there's many sports that are meditative, that puts you in a flow state. And climbing is actually one of them. Many sports can be meditative, as the key element is the focus on the present moment and a state of flow. Some sports that are commonly cited as having meditative qualities include archery, yoga, martial arts, swimming, surfing, and rock climbing. These activities often requires focus, controlled breathing, and a connection between mind and body, which are all aspects of meditation. And from my personal experience, I can report to you that in fact it is true. Another thing that it did is it boosted my self-confidence. I'm afraid of heights. I just can't stand heights. And I know for someone that's not afraid of height, 4.5 meters is not that high, especially when you're falling on a mat. But for someone like me that doesn't like it, it's not fun. And you know what? I'm not getting better at not being afraid of heights. I just push through it, which is kind of cool when you're afraid of something that you're still doing it. Yeah, I feel proud of myself a little. Now, even though I hurt myself many times, there's one thing that I noticed after a year of climbing is I'm much stronger, more balance, flexibility. And these are things that as you get older, they tend to decrease. So I think climbing is a very well-rounded sport to be able to maintain all these things. It really ticks all the boxes as you're getting older. I can honestly say this is the more fun I had doing exercise. One of the most amazing things that happened after 1 year of climbing, I grew an ass. I know, it's tiny, but I have pants that fit now that I don't need a belt anymore. I never had cheeks before, so I think this is one of the most amazing transformation of my booty. As for equipment, it is quite simple. So far, I went through, I used these shoes. What, Scarpa? I don't know the model. These are quite popular right now. I see a lot of people with them. These things stink so much. La Sportiva, this is the first one I had, and it's funny how you could see where I started using the tip of my foot a lot more, and I've been told that it's because I'm getting better, so I'm happy with that. These are actually the only 2 shoes I've used so far. Quite happy with them. They're rigid sole. These ones are quite pricey. They're over $240, and these ones as well. The next pair I'm gonna buy a dirt cheap shoe, soft sole, and try this out. So stay tuned for that review at some point in the next 6 months. As for chalk, I've used chunky chalk, powdery chalk, liquid chalk, Magnus Midbow chalk. Like compared to all the others that I try, this one is the one I prefer. Don't think that because it's more expensive that it's better quality. Case in point, Black Diamond pants. These are the first pants I got when I started climbing. They were, I think, $140. They started ripping super fast. You'd see right here. And I mean, it kind of makes sense because the wall is kind of made like sandpaper. But still, you would think that if it's made for that, it's a little more resistant. I know, cotton is cotton. But I went to fucking Uniqlo and I got these pants in the small size for me. I don't know the model, but they're quite common at Uniqlo. I wore these ones for 3 months before they had a hole. It's been a year, so for what, 9 months? I wore these. $30. $30. There's no hole yet. They're super comfortable. Now at that price, trust me that I'll be using Uniqlo pants because, you know, if you're gonna rip them and break them, I don't see the point of paying so much money for it. Oh yeah, and the chalk bag, I made my own. I think it was a fun little project. I had 4 hours to kill. It works perfectly. I'm starting climbing again in about a week after a month and 2 weeks off. All the pains are mostly gone, so I'm gonna see how well I do now. Physio told me that without the pain, I should be able to go 1 grade up. There's more climbing stuff coming your way. And if I inspire you in any way, shape, or form to go climbing, please be careful. A client of mine that I tattoo got inspired by me talking about this and went climbing one time. Now he fucked up his shoulder and he needs a surgery. Please be careful. Just don't throw yourself at a wall without supervision if you're not used to it. So that's it for today, my friend. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. You're amazing. Bye-bye.